Hello, this is Ms. H, and today we are going to be going over creating a portrait with proper proportion. And when I talk about proportion, I mean about the measurements that create the average human face. So different ones could be the top and the bottom of your head compared to the width of your head, or where your eye line lies between the top and the bottom of your head. These kind of proportions, when followed correctly, will create a proportionate self-portrait, which means you will have an accurate representation of a human face. And then creating the more unique features will allow the portrait to look more like yourself for a self-portrait. So if you follow this model here, that's on this right side here, every time, you will have a proportionate self-portrait. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start creating this model by drawing an oval for the shape of the head. So I'm going to use my hand and I'm going to draw very lightly and use my arm to create an oval that represents the shape of the head. And that goes from the very tippy top where you pat your hand on top of your head to the very bottom where the bottom of your chin is. From this point, I am going to start dissecting the oval shape into 4 quadrants. In the middle of this oval, I'm going to draw a vertical midline. And this vertical midline is actually supposed to be what separates the head between left and right. So I'm just going to draw a straight line as much as I can through this middle part of the oval. So you should have, and we can draw this over a little bit just to make it match. Now I'm going to draw the oval down or across the middle section this way. So about halfway through, I'm going to draw this horizontal line, and the horizontal line will go from left to right. And this line measures the top and the bottom half of the head, but it is also where the eyes will rest. So after I have my eye line made, I am going to begin marking out the features that are on the bottom half of the face. So halfway between the midline here and the bottom of the chin, you are going to make another line. And I'm going to verify that that is indeed halfway. And so this line represents your nose. Halfway between the nose line and the chin, I'm going to make yet another mark. And that mark is going to be where your mouth is. So we have a line for your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. One other area that I need to mark off is actually where the eyes will be drawn, because we have the guideline, but we don't know how far over each line needs to go. So we are going to work from the iris out. To get where the iris needs to go, you are going to start in the middle line here, and you're going to measure halfway between that line and the side edge of the face. I am starting on the right side here. So I will measure approximately halfway, and the line goes just about there. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side of the face. So I'm going to measure out about halfway, which is right about there, and that is where my eyes will approximately be placed. So now I'm going to start drawing the circles that will begin to mark the features of each specific landmark on the face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the nose, because this is a great starting point. And I'm going to look in the mirror, which I have off camera here to myself to look at, and I'm going to judge my nose tip size compared to the rest of my head. And I'm going to draw a small light circle. Notice how this whole time I've been drawing light. You need to draw it light till you get it right. I'm going to draw this circle here. Now from the nose size, you're going to draw 2 slightly smaller circles on each of the area, keeping this little cross that you made for the eye in the middle. So this will create the iris, where you will then draw the rest of your eyes. So the iris is on the actual eyeball itself, but your eyeball sits in your eye socket. And so when you draw the eyelids, which we are going to do next, it's going to cover the eyeballs just a little bit. So the iris is going to get covered. If you don't cover it, you're going to end up having really tall eyes and you're going to look very scared in your portrait. So you want to make sure that you try to overlap the iris a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I typically will make an archway that covers part of that eye, and I will bring it down. And then I will make this the little corner, and then I will do the same here, and then I will bring it up here. And so now what I want to do is I want to take this eye, I want to measure the length of this eye, and then put this edge here and move my pencil so it's there. And the edge of this pencil will mark where my other eye needs to go. So from then, I can do the eye on the other side. So once again, we're going to do a nice big old arch, and then we're going to draw a small U on the bottom, and then the little nub that sticks out, that's the corner of the eye. And so after, I'm going to measure my eye length. This eye is here. It is one eye length in between because the length between your two eyes is one eye length. And then I'm going to measure this side. And this looks pretty accurate. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to erase the tops of my irises. And then I'm going to work on drawing little tiny lines that would be on each eye. That would be my eyelid crease. Not all eyes have a crease like this. Hooded eyes, I believe, do not. And in that case, you don't necessarily have to draw them. However, you're going to darken the pupil a little bit here. And then from here out, I'm going to erase this vertical midline from the nose up and the line that makes the eyes here. So this little guideline is going to go away. And look at that. I drew very light, so my line isn't really present on the portrait at all after I erased it. So as long as you draw light, you're going to have your lines be easy to erase. So I'm going to get rid of this one up here and this one on the sides. I sometimes keep a little bit here because the marker actually helps tell me where the ears will be, and we'll get to that in a second. So now we have the eyes set up. What we're going to do from then on is we're going to go down and we're going to draw the nose. So this nose should come up and equal where the eyes end. So if we draw a little nub down and another little nub down at the bottom, these lines should draw and meet up. And so we know that this is the width of our nose. I'm going to draw a U, and this will represent the base, the bottom tip of my nose. And just as we have the bottom tip being formed, I'm going to flare out each end here. And this, I'll hook it around just like this, a quick little hook. And this creates the nostrils. So these two here are both my nostrils. From then on out, we're going to get to the end here by drawing two parentheses. You know how when you type and you have a parentheses, they sort of look like this a little bit, and you put your text in here? That's the kind of parentheses that you're going to put on the actual end of your nose. And you're just going to look in the mirror because you're going to make sure that your parentheses wrap around your nose in the correct way. Sometimes the bottom of your parentheses will be a little wider than the top. And sometimes it's the opposite way around. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw that. And then once you have those nostrils, you're going to get rid of all the top of this circle here. And so once you get rid of that and these little extra guidelines you made to measure out the width of your nose and the bottom of it, you're going to have a very nicely drawn nose. And I don't draw this part because we're going to paint, and so you don't really see lines specifically for the bridge of your nose. We'll get to that later on. But what we're going to do is, if you go like this to your eyes, just the same, you'll feel that your bridge narrows, and then it goes right up into where your eyebrows are. So you're going to pretend you're rubbing in there, and then you're going to mark out where each of your eyebrows is, and you're going to draw some lines that mark your eyebrow. Mine arches a little, so mine's going to arch out, but you're just going to kind of make little light guidelines, and you're going to go in the direction of your hair on your eyebrows. So mine goes up and out, and then as it goes back, it starts to shift down. And so these two eyebrows are just kind of markers there for when you use oil pastel or tempera paint in the other part of the lesson. So for the mouth, we are going to draw, I'm going to get rid of this little flat line here. We have that marker there. I'm going to draw the line for the mouth. I'm going to make myself smiling a little bit. And so the inner corner of this iris is approximately where the average end of the mouth ends. So I am going to get rid of this midline, and I'm going to make a little V, and then I'm going to make mine's a little bit smaller on the top. So I'm going to make a little V, and then I'm going to draw out a line to the corners of my mouth. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to draw a line here, and then I'm going to bring that line up to that middle corner of my mouth. And from then on out, I'm going to map out my chin to be a little bit longer. And then that will help me set my jaw a little bit better. My chin tapers a little bit, so this is like, it's going to be a little bit thinner. And so that is how we get most of the main features on the face. Now I need to mark where my ears go. So the ears go between these two marks. It's like right above the mouth and right where the eye line is. So I'm going to arch each line out and make a little arch, and then I'm going to bring it in and hook it under. So those are where my ears are. They're basically two parentheses that are similar, maybe a little more angular compared to your nose nostrils and the outlines here. So from then on out, what I'm going to do is I am also going to mark where my hairline is. And so my hairline, my forehead, is a little bit taller. I have a middle part. So mine, actually, this little guideline up here helps with my middle part. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my hair just like so. And I'm going to start creating some of my hair. I'm going to get to my bang part, and this will help frame my face, because what I can do from then on out is I can actually get rid of these lines here. And I can bring my hair. My hair is going to sit, because it sits on top of the head, it's going to actually come out a little farther than my hair, or the top of my head. And before I get rid of my ears, I need to do something else, which I'll get to in just a second. I'm just mapping out some of my hair. I have curly hair, so my hair's a little wild sometimes. All right, so I have approximately what my hair looks like here. Now, to make sure I have my neck, I am actually going to have everybody take their fingers and put it right behind their ear. You'll feel your jawline pressed up right against your finger as well. It's where your ears and your jaw meets. And I want you to draw your fingers down the sides of your neck. And that actually shows you that instead of your neck being here or here, your neck actually comes out to here. Your neck is pretty thick. It actually is supposed to support your head, and it's a very integral part of keeping your head on your shoulders. So it needs to be supportive enough. So you are going to draw 2 lines that approximately meet right behind that jawline bend where the ears are. And you're going to draw them down, and then you're going to actually draw these going out and across. And so then you can draw whatever clothes you want. I have glasses, so that is an entirely different lesson, and I can give a demonstration on drawing the glasses as well in a separate video. But after you're done drawing the hair and the neck, if you don't need your ears, if you have short hair and your ears show, keep them there. But if they don't, well, then you want to get rid of them. So then, now that I have all my features out, I can get rid of some of these other guidelines. I can draw in my pupils and a shine. So there's a circle for a pupil, circle for a shine, circle for a pupil, circle for a shine. And then I can actually start to really make my features look more unique on my face. And that is approximately how you map out most of your proportions. You can sometimes draw a little line here to represent the bridge of your nose, but if you're shading or you're doing paint, then it's not going to be that noticeable compared to the rest of your facial features. So because we're painting, I'm only marking outlines for mine, and then we'll fix it after when we actually go into the paint and block them in. But you want to map out the general features of what you want to have included in your portrait. And that is pretty much it. Like I said, follow the model for this mapping, and you will come out with a proportionate self-portrait that you can use to create portraits of yourself or your friends and family. Thank you.